My name is Fiona. I'm the founder of Treemendous Organics. I am also a linguist and a herbalist, and I'm very passionate about traditional medicine. The problem that we're solving is a huge disconnect because most people know so many ingredients that are imported and not their own. And some people are very much inclined towards products that come from outside. And what we're doing at Treemendous Organics is to treat our raw materials as finished products and sensitizing on how much there is so much value, so many medicinal properties from our resins, our gums, our African indigenous plants that we can botanically use there. And also I feel like a lot of Africans are relying towards validation from Western medicine, while we ourselves, we have richness of plants here in Africa. At Treemendous Organics, we do offer a few botanical products and services. We do ethical harvesting with community harvesters from dryland areas of Kenya, inclusive of gums and resins. So most of our products do come from drylands, for example, the desert seed, the African basil. Look, we're not trying to be the biggest skincare brand in the world. We're trying to cultivate the deepest relationship between Africans and their plants, and their African indigenous plants. Not only are we asking, what does this ingredient do for the skin? We're also asking, where does it come from? What is its story? Which ecology and culture does it hold? Does it bring us back to our roots? Does it make us interact with our plants on a daily? Having been brought up in a dryland area in Kajiado County, I did experience that so many rangelands have so many things to offer. There's so much gold in our dryland areas. We have gums and resins. So gums come from the acacia tree, which is Acacia senegalia and Acacia sayal, and we do trade gum arabic. We also do value addition around our African born resins. Frankincense comes from a tree called boswellia, and myrrh comes from a tree called commiphora. So they are commonly found along the boswellia commiphora belts of Kenya. We get it from dryland areas of Kenya. We did value addition around frankincense. We produce some situ, which is a body cream made of the desert seed, value added with frankincense and more indigenous herbs to produce a moisturizing body cream. We also have hydrosol blends. So the hydrosol that comes from meat is blended, of course, with other plants to make mvoyam situ, which is a hydrosol that is also very moisturizing. It's a water-based product. You can use it on your skin. You can use it in high intense activities, and it helps with your skin and your respiratory health as well. We also have myrrh-related value addition from myrrh, which gives birth to our product called Savannah, because literally it comes from the Savannah ecosystem. And Savannah is used on the skin. It has sandalwood, it has the desert seed and myrrh and other oils, of course, and baobab. We also make essential oils, and that comes along with working with community harvesters, indigenous community harvesters across dryland areas to harvest plants like the African sage, which is commonly called the leleshwa, and the African basil, which there's a couple of varieties of the African basil. We have the African clove basil, Kilimanjaro basil, which is Ocimum kilimandrasicum. It's very much loved by bee farmers who wipe their hives with those plants. We also have Ocimum suave, Ocimum americanum, all these plants from dryland areas like Kajiado. And what we love about this whole process of making essential oils is that no plant is harmed and no tree is harmed. Usually we just harvest and nip it from the top because that's where the aroma is, but we will always come back to the same plant because we do not destroy any plants in the process. When it comes to the resins and the gums, they are all exudates from trees when you tap on a tree. And then the women from these dryland areas like Samburu, they harvest this frankincense from the trees, and then we sell it either as a raw resin or value-added resin. Consider us your people for making and growing these plants, because we also work with organic farmers for plants like rosemary, lavender, African sage. All the same, they are planted by organic farmers, and we love this relationship that we have as a business to connect the harvesters, the growers, to process it ourselves, to pack it ourselves and sell it as a ready material, because our products, they do not need validation from outside. Our products are very much enough because they're given from the land, and we take just enough. We don't ruin the plants or the ecosystems around it. There are Africans who push on this idea because they think that innovation has to be new, first of all, and innovation has to come from somewhere else. And our products are not raw materials, they are ecosystems around it. There's lots of assumption on that. We do not need validation, of course. However, we can work around regulation and testing from our locals' perspectives. One of the biggest challenges has been learning how to honor traditional knowledge while also building something that can exist in modern markets. How to actually go around benefit sharing with the communities that hold this knowledge. When I look at a plant, a resin, an oil, a plant, I see a history, a language, an ecosystem of knowledge, and I've had to protect the idea that these things are connected. I understand that plants don't grow overnight. We have big visions, big plans. We are only working one tree at a time. And also, we are a small batch business, so most of our value-added products are done in small batches, one step at a time. But that's been a hard season for us as well. So if nature doesn't make it, we don't sell it. The process of harvesting our products is quite intense and interesting because it involves long hours of traveling. And then when we get to these dryland areas, we look for the indigenous harvesters, especially the women that do the harvesting of resins like frankincense and myrrh. And then it involves waking up very early in the morning, first of all tapping the trees, and then after a couple of days the exudate comes out, it goes back traveling again into these very dangerous places with wild animals and lots of risk involved. And then once we get the resins, we transport it all the way to where we do the production of the essential oils and the infusion, and it takes months or even weeks sometimes to make products like msitu or the essential oils. The type of audience that we would love to work with is people that understand the process and the story behind these particular plants. We're also looking towards partnering with research partners, especially universities who can do testing and validation of these products, and consumers who love the culture behind these plants, and investors who are willing to invest into a slow process of coming up with stories and cultural centers and production of these particular plants. Our aim is to come up with a center where we build relationships between harvesters, herbalists, botanists, traditional healers, and also building their knowledge and learning from their adaptation, and supplying more products as well that are all about wellness and our African indigenous plants, and also promoting innovation around these African indigenous plants. Where to find us is through Treemendous Organics on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok as well. Our handle on TikTok is Treemendous KE actually, and we have a WhatsApp catalog that is on our Instagram page. And let's chat, let's talk, let's partner, and let us be your botanical brand that supplies your skincare products.